Hey everyone, Facecam here, and welcome to a reaction video. We're going to be reacting to an episode of Figure It Out. And wait, this can't be a reaction video because I don't have my face. What the hell are we going to do? So we're going to turn the webcam on. Give me some time to hold this up. Okay, so the webcam should be on there in like 5 seconds. Give me a second. Hey everyone, Facecam here. We're going to be doing a reaction video to the top 16 most WTF product mascots. This was a Blame It on George video originally, but it got taken down. I was going to react to Figure It Out, but didn't work. Was going to react to Game Life. That didn't work here, so quick. Watch a YouTube video.
Advertisers are in the business of catching people's attention, and they'll sometimes fall back on jarring, unsettling, or just plain weird imagery to accomplish this. Sometimes it works because marketers are paid professionals, and many of them are great at their jobs.
Give me a second.
Sometimes it doesn't. And while it's safe to say that marketing is an inexact science, it's also safe to say that some of the people behind certain ad campaigns are dangerously insane and shouldn't be allowed within 10 feet of anything. So today, we're going over 16 insanely creepy product mascots that should have never been.
Crosslight Guy.
Don't know what this
People
is.
seem to either love or hate Crocs shoes, but their 2011 ad campaign did them no favors with either set. It featured print and street advertisements with a creepy, green, anthropomorphic croc named Crosslight for some reason, and its appearance alone was unsettling enough. But the ad campaign with the tagline "Feel the Love" drove home its point about how Crocs just love your feet by depicting these somehow sticky-looking green gremlins crawling all over women's feet like giant fungus while wearing a sleazily sexual expression. The campaign was not a success. Perhaps it was because of the terror, or thinking it was the overt sexual terror.
Number 15.
Fake from Fig Newton.
Don't know
This series of ads from the 70s feature an aggressively jovial fat man in a fake costume, dancing in a way that can only be described as hurtful, speaking about Fig Newtons. The image is unsettling enough on its own, as in the spots where Figman just twitches about on a backlit stage. But a second spot really got the drop on young viewers. A boy comes home from school and asks his mom if there's any cookies. As mom goes for the closet, Figman pops out and scares the shit out of her. Look at that expression on her face. And during his entire performance, her face registers nothing more than, what the fuck was this obviously pedophile man doing in my pantry?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention A100. Who doesn't like swearing? Don't watch this video. I forgot to bring that up. So apologize.
And how long was he there for?
Grab the inside and the outside is a good darn tootin'. So in the big Newton, here's the tricky part. The big Newton. One more time. The big Newton.
Number 14.
The Jolly Green Giant. Many viewers are probably vaguely familiar with the Jolly Green Giant as a distant, looming, Santa Claus quoting pea mascot from old commercials. What you may not know is that in even older commercials, the Green Giant was less of a friendly presence and more of a goddamn nightmare. In these old black and white spots, the announcer will extol the virtues of peas and corn as the camera pans over a meadow, then this thing appears. We don't care if it's supposed to be smiling and waving. Like all its motions, the wave is stiff and unnatural, and that's not a smile, it's a fucking leer. This is why a generation of children grew up having to be literally forced into eating vegetables.
Dominosnoid.
Oh, yeah,
You may remember the Noid, ruiner of pizzas, from old Domino's pizza commercials of the 80s and 90s. You might have found his claymation antics and shrill nonsense utterings a little bit creepy, and we certainly did. But did you ever wonder why Domino's stopped using this mascot? In 1989, a man named Kenneth Lamar Noid held employees of an Atlantic Domino's hostage for 5 hours. Being mentally ill, Kenneth believed that the ad campaign was a personal attack on him, since they both share the name Noid. At any rate, Kenneth spent 3 months institutionalized before committing suicide in 1995.
Enzytes Smiling Bob.
Don't know what this is.
Enzyte is one of those all-natural male enhancement pills that are made out of bullshit and shame. In this inspired ad campaign, we get Smiling Bob. We're supposed to think Bob is smiling because his stuff works again thanks to Enzyte. But no, we're pretty sure Bob is smiling because he just killed 6 of his neighbors, ran over a dog on the way to work, and he's now thinking about how he'll spend his workday shopping for child slaves on the dark web. We always knew these pills were a scam, but now we know it's much more sinister than we thought. And also, who's behind it? The fucking Joker.
Midas' golden hand.
What
Midas
the
mufflers
actual
is named that way because of King Midas' golden touch.
Okay, stop putting faces on inanimate objects. Annoying orange, it works, not this.
Which would actually be a good horror show if you think about it. So, some genius ad executive conceived of a recent campaign featuring a floating, talking golden hand. Now, if this apparition appeared to any one of us, not one word would be out of our mouth before we ejected ourselves from the car's windshield and ran away screaming until our hearts exploded. But not these people. They like the creepy floating hand. They love the hand. Why? Because they're on drugs, look at them. They're in some nightmare dystopia where the lawns are trimmed, the floating hands offer wise counsel, and you must take all of the drugs.
Grobbleduck of Smith's Chips.
Don't know what this is there.
This campaign from overseas for Smith's Chips seems like it would
I was born in 2000, I don't know what half this stuff is.
have had the opposite of the intended effect. After all, if a stout, ugly little monster with blinding super speed was obsessed with our favorite chips, we'd probably just find another brand. But for 10 years, this freaky little imp called the Grobbleduck harassed and startled consumers out of their Smith's Chips while nobody did a damn thing about it. This ad campaign seems like enough to put some people off of potato chips entirely, but it originated from Australia, where they love horrifying things, so it was highly successful.
There'll probably be another video, a reaction video, to creepy characters from kid shows, which probably most of them are from Australia.
Dairy Queen lips.
Never heard of that either.
For years, Dairy Queen ran spots featuring a set of disembodied, floating CGI lips placed into Fox comical CGI situations while going off about how awesome Dairy Queen's food is. Even though, come on, the food is the last reason why any of us go to Dairy Queen. I personally like the banana splits a lot. The voice is inoffensive and the tone is pretty upbeat. So we can't put a finger about why this freaks us out so much. It could be the oddly accurate expressiveness of the shiny impossible CGI creation, a dash of uncanny valley weirdness that seems inappropriate to selling fast food, or just inappropriate in general. I don't want to look at this thing anymore, just move on. Number 8.
Fine, number 8 is...
Digger from Lamisil.
Oh god, I've seen
It's tough to make a commercial about fungal nail infections without grossing out viewers. The phrase fungal nail infection is gross, so you don't have to actively try harder to gross them out even more. Lamisil